Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 9. At this point in time, we're putting the finishing touches on our fairy tale essays. If you have any questions or want to kind of do a last minute check on your draft, have office hours today from 1 to 3. Have office hours tomorrow from 8 to 9. Have office hours on Wednesday from 12 to 1 and on Thursday from 8 to 9 a.m. Now, I'm also available throughout the day, most of those days. So if the scheduled office hours aren't cutting it for you, feel free to stop by, send me an email and propose a time. If it's before 5 p.m., chances are pretty good that I'm going to be able to make that, especially given a little bit of notice. So check in and see me. I've only got a couple things lined up for the last part of the week in my calendar. So I've got a lot of time to support you on this essay, and I'd love to hear from you and sit down and chat for a couple minutes with each of you. So please, please, please check in to see me during office hours. Okay. The rest of this announcement really is about works cited pages. Um, so here's a little bit of a review from 1A, just in case we forgot a few things from 1A to now. I want to go over a sample works cited page here, right? And so as we see this sample works cited page, right, I want you to just kind of notice a couple of things, right? We do have a heading. We will call it a works cited page. Okay, simple as that. And that heading is centered. Now, nothing else on this page should be centered. I know this looks centered when you look at the body of this works cited page. It is not centered. What's going on here is called a hanging indent. So the top line is just all the way over to the left. Now every line underneath has to go over one tab, 5 spaces. Just indent it one time. Now, you might find that when you try to indent the second line, that everything moves over. It's pretty common for Word to do this. I don't know why. Word thinks it knows better than you what you're trying to do. But the way that you can get rid of that is by click your cursor right in front of that second line. See, like I have my cursor right here. And then you just hit the Enter key. And it kind of unlocks it, and it will allow you to then tab it over. Okay, so that's how you kind of get rid of that. And then that's how you maintain this hanging indent that has a nice sharp little corner. It almost looks like a diving board of some sort. And so that's how you organize your works cited page. And that's how we can tell where one entry in the works cited page begins and another one ends, is by these hanging indents. Notice there are no numbers, there are no bullet points, there is nothing else to the left over here. Bullet points and numbers and asterisks and that type of thing will lose points, so don't put them. They're not supposed to be there. Simple. Um, Also notice that this list is in alphabetical order. We see, the B, the F, the H, the I, the L, right? These are all kind of in alphabetical order by that first name. So we want to try to maintain that alphabetical order. Okay. Um, and then everything stays double spaced all the way through. Just complete double spaces. Notice how there aren't two big spaces between each entry because the hanging indent, I don't need extra spaces. We can see where one begins and the other one ends. So just keep it kind of all the way throughout so that we can easily see where one of those begins and then another one ends. All right. Now, also, you'll notice in the body of this announcement that there is a very long section on how to cite electronic sources that should have basically every electronic source that you're using, right? And so let me click over to that real quick. Okay. So here's this piece here. And so you can see that I have a whole bunch of just information that gives you kind of the basics of citing electronic sources, right? We know we need the author and the editor names. The article name should be in quotation marks. The title of the website or the project or book in italics. And then if any versions, numbers are available, we want those and that type of thing. Okay, so follow this format. This again is the basic format that I'm asking for. So you can kind of make your own. If you know how to use like a citation generator or something like that, use that. That's fine. This is just kind of an idea of how you do this and what needs to be there so you can double check your work. Citing an entire website, a couple of you will use this one. There are a couple websites that would be okay for this essay. Most would probably not be considered credible, but there would be some. Some of you might have used an ebook, an actual ebook, which is fine. An article in a web magazine. This is the one I think most people are probably using these next two. An article in an online scholarly journal. So that's anything from the journals that I posted videos to in the last announcement, and anything from an online art database or something like that. So these are the two that are going to be the most useful for what you're doing today. Okay. For the stuff, if you're using stuff that I provided you, it's okay if it's slightly incomplete because I know not all, those articles don't have all of the bibliographic information clearly laid out on them. So do the best, provide author name and article name and page numbers and whatever else you need. But it's okay if the stuff I provided you ends up being a little incomplete. I'm most concerned with the articles, the two minimum articles that you bring from the outside fit this formatting. Okay. And so really, that's all we have kind of at this point in time. Work towards finish up your essay, get it all nice and tidy, submit it, and then enjoy your spring break. I'm going to chat with you one more time before spring break and give you a little something to read in your leisure time if you get a little bit bored for being on spring break, so you can get a jump start into our next unit. We're going to really look deeply into the book called Blind Spot, which I find fascinating. And so hopefully you guys find it pretty interesting as well. But we're going to take a deep dive into that book coming back from spring break. So I'll provide it to you free of charge. I have a PDF version of it. So I got you covered. Other than that, if you have any questions, stop off and see me. I'm waiting for you in office hours. I miss you. Want to talk. Bye.